Welcome back to another video of Kieah's Take. Today we're going to be talking about a woman who felt like she fumbled a good man. So walk with me as we learn more about this woman, and I'll give you guys my thoughts, my feedback, and see what she's talking about.
I fumbled the man I probably should have married, and I'm making this post so that y'all don't do the same thing that I did. This is an accountability post. I met him on Hinge, and this was back when the algorithm was working a lot better, and it was like 2022, I believe. I didn't like his profile. I just knew he was gonna like me, and the next day he did. Normally I name names, but just in case he has a new girl and they're at peace, I don't want to disrupt his situation, so I'm not gonna name his name. But anyway, we met up quickly, we went on a date, and we ended up being glued to each other pretty fast. We were in a relationship within a month, I believe. He locked it down. He was not trying to see me single. This man was fine. He was 6'3", buff, long hair. He looked
Okay, hold on now. You just said that you did not want to expose this man in case he was in a relationship with another woman. Why are you putting a picture of him on social media with his face cropped out? That already signals to me too much. You're doing too much right now, too soon. And a lot of times women go on social media platforms and give a story time, but give too much information. It's okay to give your perception or your experience, but when you start giving information that is personal, you start sharing text messages with the person's name, or you start sharing phone numbers, or you start showing faces and things of that nature, to me, that's when it goes off the rails. I was with her up until she started showing his picture, which is why I stopped it after she showed that. I'm hoping that she doesn't do that again, but let's see.
Roman Reigns. Society would easily give him a 9, easily. And if you know me, you know who I'm talking about. But frankly, his looks were pretty irrelevant, honestly. He actually was very kind, very sweet, very empathetic, very emotional, very in tune with his emotions, but also quite emotional. And he just had a lot of very positive traits.
It seemed like he's already a good guy. He's giving her things that it looks like she's looking for. I'm wondering what happened.
The number one being, he did not play about me at all. We went to brunch with his brother and sister-in-law, and they were kind of cold, not really, I don't know, warming up to me, and he called that out immediately. He was like, absolutely not. When his brother was not trying to get to know me after we had met, he was like, can you put more effort in with Brit? That's my girl. Put some respect on Brit's name. He did not play about me at all. I had never in my life dated a man like that. I had never dated a man who was on my side, who, I don't know, defended me. I've never had that before. He also impressed my parents. My mom liked him a lot. She said I broke his heart, and honestly, I agree. But yes, my parents liked him a lot. So we dated for like 6 months, and I kept feeling like something was just missing throughout the relationship. Something just felt like it was missing. And I would communicate that to him. Oh, I like you a lot. I love you, but like, something's just missing. And I didn't know what it was, and this poor guy was just doing his best to try to figure out what was missing, trying to make adjustments, but he just couldn't figure it out, and neither could I, because I didn't have the self-awareness that I have now. What was missing was chaos. No matter how many adjustments he was willing to make, he couldn't adjust himself to become a chaotic, toxic man when he just wasn't that. And
I'm glad that she's taking accountability, because that is a big one. Oftentimes we see ourselves dating people with familiarity. So we're used to dating a toxic guy, someone who's unresponsive, someone who is not available for you emotionally or physically or whatever, so have you. You go back to default. You start creating the same type of lifestyle that you once had. So you start to create this chaos similar to what she's doing, even though there's no reason for her to choose violence. I say that loosely, but there's no way for her to cause an argument. So she's making one up. Instead of him reciprocating that chaos that she was once used to, she's creating it herself, which essentially she's self-sabotaging her own relationship.
that's all I had ever been used to. You see, I had not taken the time to truly heal myself after my relationship prior to him, which was with an abusive guy. Very abusive, emotionally avoidant guy, emotionally unavailable, everything. I had not healed from that, not enough to be with a person who was safe. And so one day when he pissed me off, I broke up with him on a whim. Because the majority of my prior relationships were with antagonistic men, I was not ready to receive someone who was safe and loving and kind and caring. Maybe I didn't think I deserved it. Maybe I couldn't recognize what it was. My nervous system didn't know what to do with safe. My parents were emotionally unavailable. Growing up in that dynamic, you look for that in partners as well.
I wonder if she had gone through therapy. Therapy is not a bad thing. I've gone through therapy. A few of my friends have. I'm an advocate for seeking out help when you do not have resources readily available for you through friends or through family members. So I'm hoping, and it sounds like she has taken the steps to go to therapy, but I would encourage anyone, if you are looking for an outside opinion who can really give you good advice into what your life is looking like and the trajectory of that, so go to someone who is an expert, who can really help you, who has no dog in a fight. And I think that can really help you in relationships and communication and things of that nature as well.
So I ended up with emotionally unavailable men back to back. That brings me to my next point. For a while, what I felt like the relationship was lacking was him being a true leader. He would defer to me to make a lot of decisions because he felt like I was more intelligent than him. He would want me to plan stuff. He would want me to just make a lot of choices that I felt like the man should make. And I just didn't want to do that. I wanted a leader in the way that I saw leader, how I viewed it. But like, knowing that he has weaknesses and that I have strengths, and then deferring to me where he's weak and letting him take the reins where he's strong is leadership. He could lead when it comes to protecting and providing and whatever, but he may have needed help with planning and stuff that he's not so good at. But I just
A lot of men are not good at that. A lot of men do not want to plan. If you find a good one that, or if you find one that is good at planning, kudos to that. But like she said in her video, just because that wasn't his strong suit doesn't make him not a leader. There's other ways that men can lead. And I'm glad that she's talking about this because I think this is a really good learning experience for us. We can learn from other people. That's wisdom. So if you find yourself nitpicking at a guy or a woman, look at her strengths, look at his strengths and see where you can add value in places that he's missing the gaps on.
couldn't see that at the time because I was dumb. I thought I needed 10 out of 10 boxes checked. But relationships are not found, they are built. Soulmates are built. Boxes can be built. If the person is at 7 or 8 and the last 2 need some work, you can meet them halfway. They can meet you halfway. Adjustments can be made. You don't have to break up. So though he had 8 of my 10 boxes, I was still too traumatized to accept him. I couldn't regulate my own nervous system fully yet. I had gotten to that point at 25 and met a very abusive man at 26, and I lost all my progress. So I still needed chaos, and I ruined it. The next guy I dated after that ended up being another avoidant who was emotionally unavailable and ended up breaking my heart worse than anybody else I'd ever experienced in my entire life. So I got my karma pretty fast, I guess.
No, that's not karma. That's you again choosing that decision to date a man that was emotionally unavailable. She was good with taking accountability up until she said that part because it was on her to choose that when she had already known that she had taken accountability from this good guy and then she dated bad guys right after that. So that part is on her. I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. Give me your thoughts and your feedback as well about this video, and was she taking accountability or was she not? I'd love to hear both men and women's perspective. Also hit that subscribe button. To the next one.